way I would always describe Greg is that if you and him were standing in the Arctic and he had the shirt, he's giving you the shirt.
When I think of Greg, I think of that expression, building the plane while you're flying it, you know? Because like Greg built Hilltop Artists while he was learning to be a Hilltop artist. He learned how to blow glass and to make glass with the students. The process of what we do here, he built it while he was flying it. And I think that process gave him a really excellent insight into our students and gave him a level of empathy and understanding for what they were going through that's very different than most instructors would have. And so he was very much that first mentor, that first caring adult that's at the center of our program.
I think the thing that sums up Greg's legacy the best is his famous saying, which is, "It's about the kids, it's not about the glass."
Greg has such a good heart. He's like he's one of the best people I've ever met. Like, he has such a good heart and he cares about kids so much. Like, you know, one of the things that he always said is like, it's not about the glass, it's about the kids.
Sometimes we forget, but Greg is always, you know, reminding us that it's not about the glass and what we make, it's about the kids.
Every meeting that we have, he talks about, he always has a little history lesson about the program, and his fun sayings that he has, like, it's not about the glass, it's about the kids.
But this past year I worked with him a lot. He was always asked how I was doing. He just like cared for you a lot also. He's like kind of like a hotshot dad kind of. Like Greg always said, it's not about the glass, it's about the kids.
Greg is definitely the heart of what we do. And he's always said, it's not about the glass, it's about the kids. And that is very true.
Hi, I'm Greg Piercy, Operations Manager at Hilltop Artists. I've been here 26 years. See the hand mosaic. That's the oldest mosaic here at the Hilltop Artists. That was actually done in the after-school program right before I got here. Well, it goes back to living in the Casablanca apartments down by Wrights Park and meeting Dale Chihuly one morning. I volunteered kind of to work with Dale on a book project, and then he ended up hiring me. Dale had told me about this program in the Hilltop that was kind of starting up with glass after school program. So one day he had asked me to take some paintings to the Caperic Gallery on Broadway in Tacoma. And a lady by the name of Kathy Caperic owned that gallery. And so I met Kathy as I was dropping the paintings off. She was very, very nice and said, hey, you know, you should drop by and check it out. And so the next day I did. The Hilltop Artists, this one was done with an old palette that we kind of, a lot of times we would, I guess, go dumpster diving for stuff. And so I was constantly like grabbing wood, or I was constantly grabbing like pallets, and so we were always trying to like come up with some. A lot of the mosaics that I'm going to talk about too, or show you guys, were like projects for kids that maybe weren't very active here. And so I would come up with these set projects, but I always ended up designing them and then finishing them. And I remember walking in here, and the shop was an old, you know, really, and I want to say abandoned wood shop from the school district that still had the equipment in here and was just kind of like, the program never took off, so they just kind of like left this whole big huge space abandoned, and so Kathy kind of took that over. And she's sitting out in the middle, and back then we had old couches. We would grab old recycled couches. We didn't have stools and school tables and stuff like that. We had work tables, and she's sitting on the couch holding hands with two girls on either side, and all the kids are all piled in tight on these couches. And I remember too, like, going home that night, and I was actually a little, I want to tell you, be honest here, a little disappointed that after that night I spent with the kids and Kathy, that it had very little to do about glass. It was more, it had to do about really like being with the kids, and I didn't feel like I didn't feel like that was going to stop me from pursuing the aspect of the Hilltop Artists. You know, there's a point in my life too to like wanting to give back to the community. I had a hospital uniform store in Hilltop for, my mom did, and then I bought it from her for 14 years. And so Hilltop was a big part of my life, and the community was a big part of my life. And so I started working for Dale. I was still working for Dale, and I was also trying to run my uniform store and working for Dale because I love doing that so much. And then I was volunteering at night here at Hilltop Artists. I've seen a lot of kids just check out for months and months and months. And even in the beginning, back in the day at the shop, you know, the couches, sitting on the couches for 3 or 4 months. And then all of a sudden they really like the glass part, then they're pretty much here. When we get involved with somebody at 12 and now they've been here every day until they're 19 years old, you know, like that's a powerful thing, and I think the kids really thrive. Oh, I know they do.
Hi, I'm Miles. I've been with Hilltop Artists for, I think, 4, maybe 5 years now. Greg really taught me how to collaborate with people in glass. Before I was kind of a bit more solo, wasn't the best with, you know, switching back and forth, doing different things. But after I started working with Greg, I kind of learned how to, you know, switch back and forth depending on who's, you know, even just if somebody gets tired, you know, hand it over. Somebody is better at a certain technique, hand it over. Just, you know, tag team, not just doing it on your own.
Yeah, I went to school here my 8th grade year. I had met Greg. He was doing beading at the time, I believe. And so I got to talk to him a little bit about it and like trying to learn what everything was. And he would just kind of tell me a little bit about how everything was going. He just asked me how my days half the time and like just tell me like, oh, it's good to have you here. It's good to have you, you know, a new addition to the team. And I'm like, thank you. I was still really nervous and shy. And one of my favorite things we used to do was all sit around and eat a bunch of pizza, and it was really cool. And so like Greg would come over and he started making jokes with us, and like we'd all be laughing, and it was just like one of those moments where I kind of felt like home. And especially just moving away from home, it was like a very welcoming feeling that I didn't want to lose. So yeah, no, I'm gonna miss him, and like, well, it's not like he's gonna leave me. He ain't going nowhere.
And what do you consider your specialty when it comes to glass?
My specialty when it comes to glass would probably be beads. I do cat beads a lot, and I do frog beads a lot. I specifically remember learning cups from him because I broke my thumb right around when we were doing the cups, and he specifically worked with me so that I could actually do them. It was awesome. My name is Andrew. I've been here at Hilltop for 7 years now.
Hello, I'm Brian. Right now I'm doing glassblowing with Hilltop Artists. I'm currently a senior and I started in 7th grade. Oh yeah, Greg was my first teacher. He taught me basically everything I know about glassblowing. First impressions when I walked in was like 7th grade. Thought it was really cool because I just walked in and he was like straight up glassblowing, and that was like insane to 7th grade me. Honestly, my eyes were on the glass, but also just how well Greg was handling it. Like, it was doing what he wanted it to, and I later learned when I started that that was not true for everyone else.
Hello, my name is Doug Burgess. I started with Hilltop Artists in 2009, and I went through the daytime classes as well as the production program. Greg was my first instructor, yep. Yeah, I still remember the first day of school, first day of classes. He was explaining how his hands were so calloused from working with hot glass that he could just take a pan of cookies out of the oven. Now I know for sure that he was lying, but as a kid I was like, oh wow, like, this guy's crazy.
I've been kind of reflecting on the kid thing, and it's early on, in my early student days, we had a young man that was really struggling. He was pretty much being bullied and an outcast, bullied enough to where his mom kept him at home, and which wasn't doing him any good. And just having him be accepted by the older boys that were in here. I just remember that this young man of being sort of really put out by everybody, and having that group of kids accept him. That was kind of my first like really big experience of going, wow, this is much bigger than even like just the mentoring and being with the kids, because I'm not really part of this thing that's happening. The kids are basically controlling all of it. And so that Hilltop philosophy, I think could be, I think we could spread that and open more shops, especially in Tacoma. I still think that there's room to grow. You know, I'm a little bit, not amazed, but I'm a little surprised how many older adults that I'm running into now that have gone through their program, or their kids are gone through the program now and grown up. And I think that that's great, the longevity of Hilltop Artists, and that we're still mission driven, I think is great. I think it's super important, and you know, you can't do it without really great staff. And so also that it's a big plus for us to have staff that have actually gone through the program, and when you can do that, I think that that's a win-win for everybody.
Again, the thing that I will carry forward, or what I learned from Greg, is always trying to keep it fun. I think Greg, one of the things the kids always liked about Greg was that he was very positive, and so I think that kind of spirit of like up for anything. Oh, you want to make a hot dog with relish? Okay, you know, and those are the things I think I'll carry forward, and just you know, that it's about the kids. It's not about the glass. It's not about turning these kids into young Dale Chihulis. It's about giving them an experience that builds character, that builds a sense of confidence, and that they're going to be able to make it. And I think that that is the thing that Greg has done for thousands of kids, is given them a sense that they have something worth of value, and that they're cared about, they count, and they have something to contribute.
Thank you, Greg. have a nice time relaxing.
All right, Greg, thank you so much for all you've shown me and taught me. I wish you luck in your future endeavors, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you for everything, Greg.
Greg, I love you. Don't forget about us. I'll see you next. No, just kidding. Seriousness, Greg, thank you for being here through my adventures and like my growth. I really appreciate all the little lessons you taught me and giving me all the little feedback and smiles that you've done, just boosting me up. Definitely been a good impact on me and helped me want to be better. And I hope to continue that journey, and I hope to have you with me the entire time I'm going through this.
Thank you, Greg. You're amazing. You taught me everything I know, and I honestly feel kind of bad for the students who have to learn without you.
That's really hard, doing a little thank you to Greg. I just love you so much, dude. And, you know, I don't even know what to say. I'm kind of speechless, which is rare for me. But, yeah, I just love you so much, and I'm going to miss having you here every day. But I got your number. I got it on the speed dial, so you're not getting away from me.
I don't know. It's just like I haven't really thought about it. This hasn't really sunk in that Greg is gone. So this is like really hard for me to, all right, we're gonna miss you, and I look forward to hanging out with you when I get off work, you know? Maybe getting a drink after work.
Oh man, this is hard to put things into words and say them. Oh no, this is hard. I definitely miss you, Greg. It's, you know, weird coming into work every day and you're not here. You know, the energy, the, hey, Sammy.
Hey, Greg, I hope life is good. I really wanted to come out to Anderson Island, help you build a shop, probably help make some stuff with you. Like I said, we'll always miss you, but like I said, you'll always be around. We'll always see you.
I would just like to thank Greg for all the time and energy that he's put into the program throughout the years, and working with myself and many of my friends. And it's not like a goodbye, it's just like more like a see you later, because I know he's got a lot of things. We got some things in the works.
Greg, I love you, man. I mean, you know, it's been you and me for so many years down here in the trenches. I'm glad I did it with you. I couldn't have done it with anybody else. I'm not really certain how things are gonna be without you. I will admit I have quite a bit of intrepidation, but I know that the foundation that you built here for us all is strong, and I'll do my best to carry it forward in your honor. I love you, man.